for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
You guys are not going to believe the chatter coming out of the back channels in New York right now. Forget for a minute that old narrative that Brian Cashman and David Stearns treat each other like they have the plague, or that there is some invisible iron curtain between the Bronx and Queens. Forget all that noise. We are in the year 2026, and desperation speaks a lot louder than any historical rivalry. The intel that just dropped in my lap, coming straight from Pete Caldera, and let me tell you, that guy does not usually miss, is that there is a very real conversation happening about a trade that honestly left me a little dizzy when I first heard it. We are talking about sending Luis Gil to the Mets and bringing Mark Vientos right here to Yankee Stadium. Yeah, you heard me right. Straight up swap. My problem for your problem. I need you guys to take a deep breath before you react, because at first glance, it sounds absolute insanity, but when you actually put the magnifying glass on it, it starts to make a terrifying amount of sense. Let's be brutally honest about Luis Gil for a second. I love the kid, okay? He was our Rookie of the Year. He held the rotation together with duct tape and grit when Garrett Cole went down back in 2024. But the Luis Gil we are watching today, this post-injury version, is simply not the same animal. That dominance, it's gone. He has morphed into a contact pitcher, and I'll speak for myself here. My heart stops every single time I see a fly ball when he is on the mound. He has lost that venom on the fastball. And on the other side of town, Mark Vientos is living through the exact same nightmare. The hero of the Mets playoff run has turned into a giant walking question mark in Carlos Mendoza's lineup. So the scenario is this. The Mets are starving for arms in their rotation, and well, let's be real, we have a silent black hole at the corner infield spots that not even Ryan McMahon's elite glove can hide anymore, because McMahon's bat just seems to vanish exactly when the pressure gets dialed up. And Ben Rice, he is still a lottery ticket, not a guarantee. The logic here is cold and calculated. Gil's value is still technically high because he has team control and a high ceiling, but that stock is dropping fast. If Cashman doesn't pull the trigger right now, we could be stuck with a pitcher who is broken, either psychologically or mechanically. And bringing in Vientos, that is a gamble that the short porch in our right field is going to transform those fly balls that die at the warning track at Citi Field into easy home runs in the Bronx. It is a bet that a change of scenery is going to wake these two sleeping giants up. But do not kid yourselves. This is exactly the kind of move that defines a general manager's tenure. If this goes sideways, the fan base will not forgive anyone. Before we get into the ugly details of the risk involved, if you want to stay ahead of these rumors before they hit the mainstream media, make sure you smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we don't sugarcoat anything on this channel. Now let's talk about what the analytics departments and the spreadsheets don't show you. The human element, that heavy New York fatigue. There is a real exhaustion factor here. Gil already feels the eyes of the stadium burning a hole in him every time he walks a batter, sending him to Queens, where the Mets pitching lab has been working miracles. Recently revitalizing arms could actually be the thing that saves his career. And seeing Luis Gil turn into a Cy Young candidate wearing a Mets cap would be a punch in the gut, I know. It is our worst nightmare, creating a reverse Joey Gallo situation where he leaves and immediately becomes a stud. But look at Vientos. The guy is 26 years old with absolutely absurd raw power. He needs a shock to the system. Putting on the pinstripes, feeling the weight and the history of our jersey might be exactly the electricity he needs to turn into that consistent offensive monster we are missing. Think about the logistics for a second. The Yankees would gain a guy who can play first and third base, basically a luxury insurance policy if our offense continues to stall out. The Mets would get a young, affordable starting pitcher. On paper, it is perfect. In the heart, it hurts. But in 2026, with our championship window wide open, we do not have room for emotional attachment. If Gil doesn't get his confidence back, he's just another name on the payroll. Trading him now is selling high, or at least selling before the crash is total. The big question that nobody wants to answer out loud is, do we trust our medical department to fix Gil more than we trust our hitting coaches to fix Vientos? The naked truth is that this trade is dangerous. It is like trading a sports car that lives in the repair shop for an expensive piece of modern art that might not fit in your living room. Half the fan base is going to want to run Cashman out of town if Gil shines over there, and the other half is going to be thanking the baseball gods that we got rid of a headache. But if this deal actually leaves the paper stage, it is going to shake the foundations of the city. This isn't just baseball, folks. It is ego. It is politics. But World Series rings aren't made of ego. I need to know where you guys stand on this mess. Seriously, no filter. Do you have the stomach to see Luis Gil in a Mets uniform if it brings Vientos' firepower to our lineup? Or do you think we are making the mistake of giving up way too early on a generational talent? That is the million-dollar question. Drop a comment below. Trade now or keep Gil? I want to take the temperature of the fan base. If you like this direct analysis without the corporate media nonsense, drop a like on the video and subscribe, because if this bomb drops, I will be right here the minute it happens to break down every single detail with you. I'll catch you guys at the next one. I'm out.